Not a bad place to wake up to, eh? G'day guys, so this morning we're just about to start climbing that hill over there. It's called Shikoronne, which roughly translated means 3 crowns, and that's because you can see the 3 crowns over there, so it kind of makes sense. So it's 982 meters above sea level, which is just a little bit lower than Bluff Knoll. Beautiful day for it, blue skies, should be an awesome day. Let's get into it. And I'm dragging along these two for the ride. So this is Poland. They don't have any kangaroos here, but they have goats at least. So this is actually how they dry their hay here in the mountains. They actually just put it on these posts, leave it in the sun to dry, and then take it all in. You don't see houses like that in Australia ever. So how are we feeling after the first 5 minutes?
Feeling great.
Feeling great?
Ready to go back.
Ready to go back. It's funny because usually in Australia a hike has a class, you know, you have a class 1 or a class 5. Here it just says how much time it takes to get to the top. So we'll see how bad it gets. It's a bit of a shame because they've not really had any rain in Poland recently, because normally all these streams here would be flowing really well, but at the moment there's a bit of a trickle and that's just about it. Just a little bit of a trickle going through there. So I've given the Seek Adventure t-shirts to my parents to try out for review, but so far they're pretty speechless. Maybe they're just puffed out.
Good color.
Good colour, at
Nice,
least.
nice logo.
Great color, but I would recommend to have a little zip here.
A zip there, stop the sweat. We're getting there, slowly. It's at times like these I just ask myself, why don't I just have my car so I can just drive up this? I mean, look at it, it's wide enough. A little bit of a stream here. Do you guys need a tow yet or what?
Yes,
Ooh,
please.
Yes.
yeah. Good do.
Should have bought some rope. A snatch strap maybe. A couple of bow shackles. Far out, that guy with that trolley, man, that would be tough. The first kind of kilometre of the track was super easy, just like a road. Then when we got into the real hilly part, it gets pretty bad, but it's not too bad yet. I'd say it's a class 4 by Australian standards, but still, if you're a little bit unfit, it's still a challenge. From here you can actually see the lookout point on top of the hill over there, but there's a stack of people up there. There's a massive line, so it'll be interesting to see if we have to wait for hours just to get up to the top. And you also got to pay as well. You don't have to pay to climb the mountain, but you have to pay to actually see the lookout. 45 minutes to the top. Can we make it?
We have to.
We have to. It's not really like bushwalks in Australia. There's a stack of people. In Australia, you're lucky to see somebody else, really. It's kind of a bit funny because you think that Australians are really outdoorsy people. You know, they love to get outdoors and do things. But when you're here in Poland and you see how many people actually do these walks here in the mountains, it's kind of like, man, maybe the Polish people, because they're cooped up for the whole winter, the second there's nice weather, they all just jump outdoors and turn into the most outdoorsy people in the world. So we'll see you on the way back, or?
Yes, See you guys
on the way back.
Well, ask me how I classify my level of fitness.
1 out of 10.
My level of fitness is 0.
0. We're getting there. It's kind of an annoying trail because it doesn't really give you kilometers as you go. Like when you're hiking Bluff Knoll, at least it's like, oh, 1 kilometer left or something. Here, you just keep going till you get there. I guess it's a surprise maybe. Oh, got an awesome view over here. It feels like we're getting close. Looks like we just got to the line that goes to the top lookout point. So I'd be curious to see how long it takes us to get up there. So it's 12:20 at the moment, so we'll see how we go.
This is sick adventure.
It is sick adventure.
Are you sick adventure?
I am seeking adventure.
Seeking adventure?
I am seeking adventure.
Positive.
I am positive.
That's what happens when you let your dad hold the camera.
Jest pewnie ścieżka, tam takie zakręta z powrotem.
We could be here a while yet.
Można iść dalej.
Well, one step closer, we just got our tickets and it's currently 12:50, so far half an hour we've been waiting.
Nie opłaca się wchodzić.
That little voice just said it's not worth going up. So it's 1:17, so almost exactly an hour, and we can finally see the top platform, the top lookout point. Awesome stuff. How good is this view? That river down there, on one side it's Poland and on the other side it's Slovakia, so that river is actually the dividing boundary between the two countries.
We've made it.
We made it, so was it worth it?
Yeah, it was great.
Awesome view, fantastic. Little bit more scenic than Bluff Knoll, just a tad. Probably the coolest thing about this whole hike is that you don't get to see all of the view until you get right up to the lookout point, because for the most part you're in the forest, so it's well worth the effort. Once you get up to the top, you get your reward, you get to see 360 panoramic views. It's awesome. And now the fun part starts, going back down. But the thing is, this way that we're going down is different to the way we came up, so hopefully it's a bit flatter, but we'll see what happens. There's already stairs. How's everybody feeling?
Oh,
We did it.
We did it.
yes, much relief. We are going down now.
Good news.
Now is the easy part.
That's it. So I'm so sorry guys, but I completely forgot at the start of the video to do the warm-up that we normally do, so let's do it. Remember guys, before you start, do your warm-up. Right, enough of that, let's go. So if I was to describe Poland in one word, I think the word green would just suit it perfectly. Like everywhere you look, everything is green. Even the fences, whenever they're painting fences, they're always green. It's just green, this place. Amazing. Seriously though, it doesn't say kilometers, it just says how many minutes. It's hilarious. I guess they just don't want to get you downhearted, you know. So that river that you can see from the top lookout point up there, it's called the Dunajec River, and it's very common for people to take these raft cruises down the river. So they're virtually 5 individual boats, and they tie them all together with ropes and other stuff, and then they virtually have 2 long sticks and they just cruise down the river. I mean, nowadays there's rafting and kayaking and all that kind of stuff as well, but the traditional kind of cruise down the river is with these rafts that they build, and then to transport them back up, they take them all apart, put them on trucks or whatever, cart them all the way back up to the start of the river. So it's a pretty cool little cruise that you can do. One other cool thing about those cruises is that you have the traditional, I don't know how you translate it, they're called gurale, and they're virtually like the traditional mountain men, I guess you could call them. And they take the cruises, so they, you know, will tell you all about the history of the local area and all that kind of stuff. So it's a pretty cool experience if you can ever do it, if you ever decide to come to Poland. How often do you get to kayak with that as your backdrop? Just awesome.
Like we were just kids, 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 like we were just kids. Space, we found each other through the stars, like we were just kids, like we were just kids.
It's at times like these that I wish I could read. Are we close or not?
10 minutes.
10 minutes, woo! The water usually in these mountain regions is usually really, really cold. Yep, that's freezing. We made it back to the main drag, so another 10 minutes and we're back at the car, and then we can go get some dinner. Well, because here they call dinner lunch, which is kind of weird, but anyway. So, how bad was it?
It was not easy, but
Doable.
Well, let
Doable.
me put it that way. I consider myself to be a very fit person. I get in the car every morning, spend the whole day in the office, get in the car, get home, and it was challenging.
It was challenging, there you go. For office workers, it was
Yes,
challenging.
For office workers, avoid, unless you train.
But the views were fantastic.
Yes, and the t-shirts were excellent.
Ah,
We
Fast.
spent 4 hours, the color is still the same, the smell is
still the
still
same?
the same.
Can't believe we got all the way up there. 1 kilometer above sea level, almost. So those mountains that you can see in the far distance there are actually the Tatry. They're the tallest mountains in Poland. The reason we came here is because my parents don't think they could make it to the top of them, but still it was awesome checking out these ones here.
Good stuff, the best after the hiking.
It's like the Polish version of Powerade. And you're still hard at work, aren't you? I'm surprised there's still some hay left. Okay guys, well that's the end of this episode. Thanks for coming along. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the beautiful Polish mountains. And don't forget to get out there and seek adventure!